The doctors said if I don't lose weight, I could die.
Heart attacks can be sudden, even at her age, because she is so overweight.
I've developed type 2 diabetes.
We know this is eventually going to kill them if they continue down this path.
I want to show them that I can do something for myself.
The only time I look in the mirror is when I do my makeup.
She knew she needed to make some changes.
I made her promise that I'm going to do this.
Take control of what you can control.
Mom, don't put anything in. She's tried to deal with me. She's tried to look after me.
There will come a time where you can assert yourself.
Yeah, we're not having this in the house after today.
We're trying to help you change your thoughts.
I want to be normal. I'm addicted to food because that's all I do is eat. When I get upset, my brain thinks eat food. At the time, it comforts me, but then afterwards, I get upset again and I eat again. So it's really a vicious cycle.
Georgia Davis is 15. She lives in Aberdare, South Wales, with her mother Leslie. At 462 pounds, or 210 kilos, she's been labelled the fattest teen in Britain.
On a very bad day, I would eat a lot of bread and drink a lot of Coke. So in the morning, I'd have like 2 or 3 sandwiches instead of just toast, and in between I'd just eat and eat, so I wouldn't really have an eating pattern. I'd just eat all day.
Georgia's overeating began when she was very young and became worse after the death of her father when she was just 5 years old.
That would be the main reason why I overeat, because I miss my dad so much. When I look in the mirror sometimes, I don't see who I am now. I have this mental image of who I could be, who I want to be. So I see that person. But then when I do see me, I cry in my room.
Georgia is now so severely obese, her health is at serious risk.
The doctors have told me that if I don't lose a considerable amount of weight, like 20 stone, I could die.
Georgia's mum suffers from osteoarthritis, which makes it hard for her to move around. With a grown-up son who's moved away, Georgia is her main carer. Too young for medication or weight loss surgery, Georgia and her family needed an immediate solution. The Wellspring Academy in North Carolina, USA could well be the answer. It's a boarding school which provides an intensive weight loss program for obese teens aged 12 to 19 and costs around £40,000 a year. And they've offered Georgia a year's scholarship.
I think it's brilliant. She really needs the help. She can't get it here. I miss her. I miss her terribly.
I'm a little bit nervous and anxious about it because, of course, it's a whole new country, but I have to do this. I could be dead next year if I don't take this opportunity.
It's day one at the school. Georgia shares a dorm with 5 other girls.
Where's the swimming pool?
See you downstairs in a few.
Exercise starts at 7 a.m. on the 100-acre grounds. There are 33 other teenagers in Georgia's year. She's the only one from the UK, and she's the heaviest teenager they've ever had.
Sometimes if you have a pocket, it's not a bad place to wear it to.
Georgia's fitted with a pedometer, and as part of her exercise regime, she has to take at least 10,000 steps a day. That's 3 times the amount the average person takes.
All the kids do their morning activity first. They wake up and do morning PE, and then go to their dorms, get ready for the day, and the first 15-20 minutes before breakfast, we all line up and weigh in.
Each week starts with the students being weighed. After stepping on the scales, everyone compares notes.
I didn't do
do anything. I was just like,
Is this your first time being weighed in?
yeah.
Okay.
Today is Georgia's first weigh-in, but she's so heavy, the scales are unable to register her weight.
Okay, thank you, Georgia.
As a direct result of her weight problem, Georgia has type 2 diabetes. It's very important to keep a check on how well Georgia's body is adapting to her new regime.
If she is exercising more, eating less, or her diet has changed, then she's at risk of having hypoglycemia. That's a low blood sugar. If she's not testing regularly, we're not going to catch that. I would like you to test one more time just so we can get a more accurate reading, okay? Just go ahead and...
I haven't got a clock, I don't know what time it is.
There are a lot of people with watches around here. You can ask. I don't think she understands the importance of testing medically. She probably is going to be a bit at risk here. We need to make sure that we're monitoring her very carefully, especially after she exercises and as her weight continues to drop. I mean, there are just so many things that can happen because you have diabetes. She can become blind. She can lose a limb. She can have issues with her lungs. And it's a definite correlation between being so overweight and the diabetes. That's the biggest risk.
Your first one is write about your weekends. What were some challenges? What did you learn? You can free write.
The Wellspring regime is set around a normal school timetable. The meals are low fat, and rigorous exercise is taken throughout the day. All students keep a journal. It's called a self-monitoring journal, or SMJ. Georgia has to write down every calorie she consumes at every meal.
So can you please tell me what it says?
I think it says 100. I know that it says 2 for the grams of fat.
To lose weight, you're supposed to have a certain amount of calories and fat a day, and SMJ helps you keep track of that. It makes you more self-aware.
In the coming months, Georgia will go through a course of cognitive behavioural therapy. This is designed to change her feelings about herself and her relationship with food.
CBT, we're trying to help, in group, we're trying to help you change your thoughts. You've taken a huge step, you've gone halfway around the world, and have gone to boarding school for it. But we really empower them to take control. Take control of what you can control. What can you control? You can control your behavior by what you eat and your activity, and you can control how you react by challenging your thoughts.
Georgia's been at Wellspring for 2 months now. She's been exercising very hard in an attempt to reach her goal of weighing under 400 pounds by her next weigh-in. But an injury could put an end to any hopes of reaching this target.
I was playing soccer and it started getting dark and I didn't realise and I twisted it. And it was just hurting at first, but then when I got up to the canteen, or cafeteria, it was really hurting. Like I couldn't hardly walk on it.
Georgia has badly sprained her ankle and has to keep the weight off her foot for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it frustrates me a lot because now I'm completely bored and I can't do anything.
In an attempt to stop Georgia from becoming demoralised, the team tried to keep her busy with any exercise she can do.
I am doing some things, but it's just going to slow me down for the next couple of weeks.
The other students have been very supportive, and Georgia has made a special bond with 2 of them.
My name's Sarah. She's one of my 2 best friends.
Her other close friend is Kristen. Kristen arrived at Wellspring at the same time as Georgia. She's 14 and has lost 18 kilos, nearly 40 pounds in that time.
I had no self-control when it comes to food. I didn't know when to stop. I wouldn't say it's my fault. I wouldn't say it's my parents' fault. I wouldn't say it's anybody's fault.
It's just something that happens.
Honestly, I personally view it as an illness. It is a sickness.
People don't notice it because it's food and like something you need every day. But seriously, when you're on addiction like that and you're just constantly eating, you might as well just be taking heroin or
And what's
drugs.
worse is you need food to live. You don't need drugs, you don't need alcohol, but you need food. And that just makes it so much harder.
Through one-to-one sessions and group therapy, Georgia will get the chance to really look at the reasons she overate in the past.
The first time I started comfort eating was when I was 5. And that was because of something that happened to my dad, which was when he died. At the time, I didn't actually quite understand what was going on. But then a couple of weeks after, I realised, and that's when I just kept crying and crying and crying. And then one day I just ate so much that it actually stopped me crying, and I thought, this is the solution.
Barricading herself in her bedroom to prevent her mum intervening, Georgia spent an increasing amount of time comfort eating.
It's like a signal sending to your brain saying you need more food to calm yourself down. And your brain's constantly telling your body, fill me up, feed me, feed me, feed me. And you're never getting full. So it's that's where the addiction comes in, because your brain is constantly 24/7 telling you that you are hungry.
Georgia has been losing weight steadily.
9, good.
The teenagers are encouraged to set weight loss goals. And photos on the notice board remind them of how far they've all come.
My heaviest was 462 pounds, which is 33 stone.
And do you have a hope each week about how much you want to have lost? And
Set little goals, hopefully tomorrow I'll be under 400.
It's been a difficult couple of weeks for Georgia, as she has struggled to exercise because of her injury. Today is the day when she'll find out if she still managed to achieve her goal.
I'm allowed to walk on my toes.
I hope so.
She's done it. In less than 2 months, she's dropped below 400 pounds. That's a loss of 62 pounds, over 28 kilos.
That's awesome. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. I don't have last week's number.
She's been very motivated since day one. We do have kids who come in and aren't sure, or they don't want to work hard. Day one, she started day one and has really pushed herself.
Georgia's continuing determination to reach her goals and lose weight is also positively affecting her health.
I hear congratulations in order. You lost a lot more weight?
Yeah.
That's good.
We're under 4 now.
That is fantastic. As far as your diabetes, do you remember what the most important medicine was for diabetes?
No.
You failed.
What's the test? Weight loss.
Weight loss, that's exactly right. We could have put you on a ton of medicine. None of it would work as good because it only treats diabetes. The thing that's going to cure diabetes is weight loss. That's type 2 diabetes, right? So you're doing the best thing that you can. I don't know if you and I talked about this last time, but there's one study that shows that for every 2.2 pounds, which would be 1 kilo, we increase our chances of diabetes by 9%. So for every 2.2 pounds you lose, you decrease your chance of diabetes by 9%. Now you already have diabetes. So with every kilo you lose, you're decreasing your chance of needing medication that much more by 9%. So if you think about that, you multiply that by 63, 64 pounds, you've really put yourself towards the end of no longer being type 2 diabetic significantly. Once you lose this weight, as you know, it's got to stay off.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I'm not going back to what I was.
Good. You look great. I'm very proud of you. And once you get back to your activities, you're going to see that weight come off even faster. Okay?
Thanks.
All right, you're welcome. Thanks for coming in today. Be careful.
Who can talk about a situation where they tended to overeat or hide their eating? Lie about what they're eating.
Aside from being slightly reserved or not necessarily always wanting to share her emotions at the beginning, I'm excited to see how much more she continues to come out of her shell. I'm extremely hopeful. I've seen an amazing transformation.
Anyone willing to share an example?
I guess I won.
Okay.
Family fights over my weight.
Family fights over your weight, okay.
I get frustrated. I just leave the situation. My mom goes to her workout. I get food from the kitchen and bring it back to my room.
It's hard for the students to be open about their weight problems, but it's even harder to accept they have to live a different life to normal teenagers.
I want to sit down eat bags and bags full of chips with my friends and drink like about a big thing of soda. But I can't. I have to watch it. I have to use moderation. I have to do all that. And I don't want to.
That's why everyone's here. They want to change. They want to be normal. They want to be like everyone else. When you're overweight like this, you consider yourself different. You're not the same as everyone else. So, like, when you think that, you just say everyone else out there is normal, and that's what you automatically put in your mind. I want to be normal.
How many people are going to the dance? Raise your hand if you're going to the dance. How many people are going on the waterfalls? Raise your hand. You're supposed to want to go. So I'm wondering why no one wants to sign up. Raise your hand if you have a reason. What's up?
Hiking's kind of boring.
I'm going to come back to you in a second. What do you have?
I want to sleep.
You want to sleep. All right. Nathan, if you don't mind, I'd like to come back to you. But I'm going to share one of your goals, if that's okay. Your goal is to technically lose weight, correct? Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but hiking and checking out some sweet waterfalls actually helps you.
Do something normal teenagers do.
Okay. Perfect.
Shopping.
Yes, Molly.
That would be a good one.
I really need everyone to calm down and just be quiet just a minute, okay? A, it's not a death march. B, you're supposed to have fun. It means bring your camera. Take pictures with trees.
Modern teenagers shy away from exercise, but at this school it's compulsory. The idea is to get them fit and keep them focused. Georgia has so far been a model pupil.
The minimum required is 10,000 steps a day, which isn't a lot, to be honest. I'm shooting for beyond 15,000 a day, which again is easy if you do all the activity. If I was at home and I did this, I wouldn't have been able to manage it, I don't think. But now I can do it. Yeah, I'm definitely happier here. I wasn't really that happy at home. And here I'm like, every day I'm happy. So it's really good here. And I can definitely see my life like different, because back home my head was so all scrambled into all these different things. And like I'm here, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing now.
It's hard to believe it's been only 3 months since we saw Georgia struggle to walk down a few steps at home. 30 kilos lighter, now highly motivated, self-confident and fitter, Georgia is embracing her newfound happiness.
That's a good one.
Georgia said we need a picture. Okay,
Now she's feeling happier, she's ready to look at the more difficult times in her past for the first time. Twice a week she has one-to-one therapy with her counsellor Susan.
Whenever I'd get upset or anything, like I just didn't feel good, then I would go and take food and eat in my room.
Mm-hmm. Did you hide food in your room, or?
Yeah, sometimes.
Each time you do it, you're looking for that little bit of comfort. And in your mind, the thoughts that are going through your mind are, what are you thinking about yourself at the time?
I don't know, I guess I always felt really that everything was my fault.
I'm trying to keep taking you stepping back, like thinking about where that came from.
Well, because in a way I've always been responsible for my mum and my family, and because I've always been brought up that way.
It's a very noble thing to want to look after your family and your mom and stuff, but it sounds like it has gotten a little bit out of balance in terms of your expectations of how much you're supposed to do, when in fact you're the 15-year-old child and it's really not up to you.
Georgia's mum had a heart attack 3 years ago. Georgia became her registered carer when she was just 12. Georgia was responsible for all the washing, cooking and cleaning, as well as caring for her mum. Leslie found it difficult to move around the house, and before the stairlift was fitted, Georgia struggled to get her mum up and down the stairs.
My mum had another heart attack when I was 13 to 14 years old. And I was like, no, I'm not going out anymore. This is it. I'm staying here.
Having lost one parent, Georgia was determined to look after her mum and did whatever it took to keep her well. It's winter, and Georgia's been here nearly 4 months. The next weigh-in is an anxious time for the students. George is hoping to have lost over £100 for the first time.
Yeah.
300 points. Oh, awesome. I'm done to 3 flat. That's cool.
Is Sarah here today?
She's gone to the doctor's.
Okay. So Miss Georgia.
She's actually managed to lose £40. That's over 18 kilos. And an astonishing total weight loss of over £102, or 46 kilos. It's the most weight Georgia has ever lost.
She's been the most successful kid that we've had this year. She's had a lot of struggles to overcome, and she's really done phenomenally. It's very impressive how well she's done.
With progress like that, the last thing she needs is anything to distract her. But she's going home for Christmas break, to where all her problems with food began. There are still 2 weeks of term left until the holidays. The school takes a step-by-step approach to preparing the students for life back home. Georgia can't fall back into old eating habits.
Guys, we're gonna kind of continue on with planning for home. Georgia, biggest concern for going home?
Laying in bed, sleeping, nothing. Food.
And your biggest concern?
I guess it's almost more of getting along with my parents about stuff in the house.
Worried that, just eating what I used to eat.
What do you think are the situations where you might find yourself wanting to eat for comfort?
Me and my mum fight.
Yeah, what do you usually fight about?
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we just argue and it's done. And other times, sometimes we argue and then, keeps going and then it turns into a fight.
There's nothing quite like a mother-daughter relationship when you're in adolescence. 2 women in the same household and it's like this all the time. And you are going to be around a lot of family because everybody's going to want to see you. And I think you were telling me last time that the challenge is to be able to assert yourself without breaking down and crying because you don't want anybody to see you crying. And so sometimes you won't say anything, you'll just kind of hole up and eat somewhere. I really genuinely believe there will come a time where you can assert yourself and you can say what you want to say about how much you're bothered by them fighting, and you won't break down and cry afterwards. Okay, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Have fun with John T.
I think it's much easier here to talk about it than it is at home, because here you're surrounded with the people that all have the same issue or similar issues.
Today, there's a cookery class on how to cook a simple low-fat recipe that they can share with their families at home.
Okay, so we're making beefalo chili. The reason we're not making regular ground beef chili is, does anybody here know how much fat per serving ground beef has? Ground beef has approximately 12 grams of fat per serving. Beefalo has approximately 2.5 grams of fat per serving.
They're not cooked.
A lot of these kids are used to just ordering pizza or going down to a fast food joint, and that's highly processed, high-fat food, not good for them. So learning how to cook is learning how to take charge of where your food comes from.
Georgia keeps in touch with her mum via video phone.
I want to have a shopping list for Christmas with you. The first thing on there is bread.
Yeah, but what bread?
And
The key to the success of the treatment at Wellspring is addressing the home environment. Eventually, when Georgia returns home, it's important that her weight loss continues.
it has to explain
This means that her mum also needs to be taught what to eat and how to stay healthy.
It's fat-free, lacted.
To increase their chances of success, students are encouraged to introduce their new eating and exercise regime into their homes. Parents are encouraged to learn from their children and to reduce temptation by buying low-fat alternatives in their everyday shopping.
We're gonna try and find low-fat turkey sausage instead.
Every year the school holds a Christmas dance. It's a big night for the students. They do all the preparations themselves, and it's one of the few chances they get to really dress up. But there are very strict rules around physical contact between boys and girls.
You guys kind of all know our rules here about relationships and things like that. Again, you guys all know the reasons why, where that's at. So we're okay with slow dances, but the reality of it, it's going to be arm's length.
Okay, this is a weird question, but is there any, not inappropriate touching, but touching?
There should be no more than your 3-second side hug. All rules, boundaries apply.
You're not allowed relationships whatsoever here.
And why is that?
Because it interferes with the program.
I personally think that's very, very stupid.
I personally think it will only interfere with your program if you let it.
Yeah, like me and Georgia are best friends, yet it doesn't interfere because we don't let it.
We're not even supposed to have best friends here.
Yeah, and
we're not even supposed to have proper friendships.
And some people are dating, and those people are losing how many pounds a week? 5.
Yeah.
So
they're happy, so their self-esteem's gone up. So I don't see why it's a no dating rule because it's stupid. What do you want to wear tonight?
These jeans with these heels. You?
Top and these jeans, and I'm lending a hat from Sarah.
Her Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this now. Don't want a boyfriend until I'm 18 and over. I don't care if I'm big, skinny, or otherwise. They're stupid.
It's their one chance to get dressed up for real, look really nice and pretty, and that's why all the girls are excited. The guys are excited because they get to see the girls. Me, I just like the chance to dress up. I just want to look nice to look nice.
To be honest, girls who spend most of their time worrying about their looks in front of a mirror are stupid. The only time I look in the mirror is when I do my makeup.
You're good at this, aren't you?
It really all depends what day you catch me on.
You're adorable.
The dance has been a massive success, and Georgia and her friends continue to party into the night. She really is a million miles away from the girl she once was, sat at home, alone in her room, comfort eating. It's the day before she leaves. Georgia has one last therapy session with her counsellor, Susan.
Arguments with friends was a big one, so that might happen. Yeah. And arguments during family members is another. And if there are still arguments about my weight from my family, then I'll probably kill everyone. Because I did not come here for you to keep arguing about it.
I think the progress that you've made here will make a big difference in what happens there. Well, I think your mom talks about some of the things that she could have done differently.
She just had a heart attack.
At that point in time, yeah. And I understand what you're saying. If you talk to your mom about it, your mom is aware of things that she could have done differently. Not right after she had a heart attack, but earlier on.
Well, you know what? She can stop it because none of it was her fault.
But at some point, it will be important to assert yourself with your family members and say exactly what you just said to me.
Although Georgia strongly defends her mum and takes full responsibility for her weight problem, Mum Leslie knows that after the death of her husband, she encouraged Georgia to sit with her for company during her own comfort eating sessions. And this, she feels, was the start of Georgia's escalating problems.
My mum is the most caring mum in the world. I love her so much. She's had a very hard life. She's tried to deal with me. She's tried to look after me. And I'd say this to my mum in her face as well. Like, she can stop blaming herself because it is not her fault. Like, and I don't care if people say, oh, you're 15. You don't know anything. You know what? Yeah, I am 15. And you know what? I've got a mind of a 30-year-old because I've been taught to look after people and being grown up. So you know what? You can shut your mouth because I know what I'm talking about. I've taken responsibility for my weight. Like, that's the first step you've got to do. You've got to take responsibility for your actions. Otherwise, you're going to get nowhere in life.
Having not seen her daughter for 4 months, Leslie is keen to see the results of Georgia's hard work.
Darlene.
How you doing?
Yeah. You can see she's lost some. Really see she's lost it.
Georgia is apprehensive about what the next 10 days will hold for her. It's her biggest test yet. But she remains confident that she'll be able to keep to her eating and exercising regime. Now she is away from Wellspring and back in her old environment, she will have to deal with any emotional upset on her own and not let any family arguments or problems get the better of her.
Oh yeah, really, you weren't kidding when you said everything's on the floor.
As a surprise for Georgia, Leslie has redecorated her old bedroom.
Oh, okay. The light actually works in my room now, no? Wow, that's different. Cool. It's cool. Yeah, I like it. I just only realised how small my room is. Don't fall off. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's really nice.
Leslie's tried hard to buy most of the low-fat shopping from the list Georgia supplied for her. But she's found it difficult to remove all the temptation.
Yeah, we're not having this in the house after today. We did agree we were going to try.
I have tried. I don't like tea or coffee without milk.
Well, then if you're going to get that one, get the small one, balls. Please.
Yes, ma'am.
I said please. I'll do my coffee, don't worry.
Okay.
It's her first morning back, and Georgia is keeping to her daily exercise routine of 10,000 steps a day.
Minimum of 10,000. I haven't got a maximum because BC's just told me to stick to that. Minimum of 10,000. Got up at 6:30 and we're walking in a country park.
After an hour's walk, it's a visit to the shops. To avoid temptation, she's making sure they only buy what she can safely eat.
That's
White or whole milk?
Have a look, what does white say? Mum, don't put anything in. Mum, this is the smallest they have. Here.
No, there isn't.
Mum, it's the same size, it's just better. So, can you leave me alone? I'm trying to show you what's okay.
Yeah.
And what's not. Really, have they got peanut wonder here?
No.
Oh, you're in the way.
Look, it's called goody rice.
That way, no, I need that.
It's called goody rice. Slow down, Victoria, please. Don't go too fast, because I can't catch up with you.
Leslie has organised a pre-Christmas dinner for family and Georgia's old school friends at a local hotel.
Oh my god, hi! Hello?
It's Vicky.
Oh.
She sounds really calm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, did it say that?
I think she's changed.
Yeah,
You can tell she's lost weight.
Yeah.
She's become this totally new girl,
Yeah,
isn't she?
she's changed
become
a
more
lot.
confident.
Do you put oil in
Georgia avoids the treats on the menu and sticks to her diet.
I don't want sausage
No,
or bacon.
so turkey.
So it's just a turkey with
It's
vegetables?
past. Do you want dessert?
No, thank
No?
you.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
She just disappeared.
She loves those.
So if you can't use it,
Yeah. Pretty much the same.
She's also decided to take her counsellor's advice and talk to her mother for the first time about some of the things that bother her.
We've got to make sure that we have none of these like triggers I've talked about Susan with, which are like family arguments and stuff.
We don't argue.
So
What else?
the family used to argue about my stupid weight, and then I would get upset and comfort eat because of it.
That's true.
Because all you guys were always talking about me like the third person, and even if I was there, and you wouldn't you just talk about me as if I weren't there.
It was because we were so worried about something might happen to you. I suppose we just didn't think.
You know, stop it.
What?
Stop worrying. It's not going to help. Because that's actually frustrating. Because I'm going through this program for you not to worry at all. And it's frustrating if you keep worrying.
All right then. Okay, I'll stop worrying. Okay?
Mm.
I promise you, I'll stop worrying.
All
Right? Stop biting your nose.
It's New Year, and Georgia's straight back into her routine. It's the first weigh-in of the new term, and the students are waiting to find out their weight after the Christmas break.
Put your arms to your side, relax and breathe.
Kristen has gained 2 pounds.
Then you gotta tell them you're down just about a pound.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, but it's still a loss.
And Sarah hasn't lost as
Right?
much as she wanted to.
Yeah. Morning, sunshine.
Hey.
40. Ooh, hold still. 346.8.
But Georgia has lost 5 pounds over Christmas. That's 2 kilos in just 10 days. Her continued willpower has now yielded a total weight loss of 115 pounds, over 52 kilos.
When I stepped on the scale, I don't know what it is, I stayed on top and I did everything I should have. So, you should get the effect that you think that you've lost weight. But still, you get the feeling that that scale's going to, come back and just say you gained. And every time you step on the scale, I stepped on the scale and all that goes through my head is if that number goes higher, that's it. I'm going to punch a wall in. Because I tried really hard.
It's boosted her confidence, and she set her sights on a new goal.
Here at Wellspring, we have a level system that is based on the children's behavior and success that allows them as they progress in challenging these thoughts and creating new behaviors to earn more privileges. One of the biggest steps at the Discoverer level is that they actually have to share their past, present, and future essays with the entire school at our Compass ceremony. And to share a life story at 15 in front of a group of your peers is terrifying and intimidating.
Georgia will be our third potential discoverer out of all 35 students. It's a big deal. Big, big deal. You guys all remember when Sarah moved up, she had to share her past, present, and future. Asked a lot of detailed, personal questions.
Sarah is 17 and has lost over 84 pounds, or 38 kilos, since she arrived 4 months ago. She's the only student so far to have written her past, present and future essay, and to have shared it with the whole school.
It's really hard to write. It makes you think a lot about different things that have happened because it asks you to go deeper into your history and farther into who you are as a person and why things have happened. Because it's a scary thought to face the reality of who you are and where you are. To admit that, oh my gosh, I'm almost 300 pounds. If you never say it, if you never admit it, you can't deal with it.
The final decision on Georgia is made at a weekly staff meeting. All the teachers have to agree to her moving up to Discoverer rank.
So today we're looking to move 2 kids up to Discover, and the first will be Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia is applying to move up to Discover. I kind of want to get feedback from everyone.
I don't know the last time I've heard her complain about any aches or pains and asking to sit out of anything. Pretty impressive this past weekend when we went hiking.
I think socially, the fact that she has come as far as she has is a huge, huge improvement from where she was even when she arrived, let alone last year.
We're really happy for her. She's really improved, and across the board, all the teachers were really excited that she was getting to move up and support her.
Are we all on board?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah? All right. Then Georgia moves up.
Georgia won't find out officially if she's been moved up until the school assembly at the end of the week.
To Georgia, Sister Alphonse!
She's worried about the idea of revealing her life story.
I don't know, if I feel 100% comfortable sharing my entire life out to people. I mean, it's not like something you would do.
Yeah. Because you saw how loudly everyone cheered when I was done with mine. They were like, "I can't believe you read it out loud. That's so brave," and stuff. And I don't know, it's really empowering.
I don't want to be reading some of my,
it's personal.
And the boys are just like, oh my God.
You don't want the boys to laugh. You don't want to deal with what feels like rejection. When you share something that important out, it's kind of like, I'm putting myself on the spot. You guys now know this, and that's putting me in a position where I'm open so I can get hurt. You don't have to read the whole thing, but reading part of it...
I probably will read it. It's not that I won't, I probably will.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're gonna go straight down with your hands, and you're gonna try to touch the ground. Yes, there you go.
Oh my God, yep, this is as far as I'm going.
That's fine.
It proves to yourself that you can do this. This whole level system's here to show you that you can move past the issues and do well. And the more you move up, the more you get the feeling that you will succeed in this program.
We have one more Discoverer moving up today. Miss Georgia Davis. Guys, Georgia has to read her past, present, and future in Compass. I would like everyone's full attention because you know how difficult this is to do, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
And on the 9th of December, my mum went upstairs to get my dad up for bed, but he didn't get up, so my mum went downstairs and called an ambulance. And I went to sit on the stairs before the ambulance arrived. I just sat there calling his name over and over again. 2 weeks passed and my dad's funeral came. My 6th year was very hard because that February was when I realised that my dad was never coming back. And all I did from every day from then on was cry. In August, something happened that made me sure that I hated my life and everyone around me. My mum was rushed to hospital. By the time we got there to the hospital, it was 3 a.m, and all I kept thinking was, I lost her. I was in tears in the waiting room. All I wanted to do was be with my mum. Then an hour later, the nurse came in and told me that she had a severe heart attack. When I saw her, it scared me, and all I could think was, how could I have lived without her? 3 weeks later, my mum was let out of hospital, and all I did was look after her. My schoolwork really suffered because I didn't go to school that much, and I just didn't care. My weight at this point was bad, and I reached to 456 pounds and kept there for a long time. That summer, I was told that if I didn't lose weight, that I would die very soon. My life was so unbearable, and I started to smoke and drink. Later that year, my mum decided that she would be better off not taking her heart medication, that she had another heart attack. All I could think about was how stupid person she was for doing this to me, and how could she betray me like that. At this point, I realised that she definitely couldn't look after herself, so that I was the only person that could. From then, I refused to leave the house and asked my school if they could send me the work home for me.
I met her in Wales in July, and at that point in time, she had already made the decision, enough was enough, that she didn't know how she was going to do it, but she knew she needed to make some changes.
On August 30th, I was getting ready in London to get on the plane to come to Atlanta, Georgia.
She arrived ready to go, totally willing to embrace the program.
The time I touched down in Atlanta, I was so excited and nervous at the same time.
There was a lot of anxiety initially about her ability to do things.
This is hilarious! I'm no longer shy or do I have diabetes. I don't get back pains as much anymore, and my migraines have eased down a lot.
I'm excited to see how much more she continues to come out of her shell. Halfway through the year, and she's making public speeches.
In the future, my goals are to get down to 135 to 145 pounds and maintain that weight for the rest of my life, and to continue helping my mum with the stuff she needs without hurting myself in the process.
Georgia was 462 pounds, or 209 kilos, when she first arrived at the school. In 5 months, she's lost an amazing 140 pounds, over 63 kilos.
I want to be skinny, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. I just want to be a happy, healthy, outgoing person.
My expectations for her are very positive.
I want to go to France, I want to go to Italy, I want to go around the world, and I'm going to do that.
She continues to grow and become more confident and show that she is really a young woman of substance that is going to have a lot to offer to the world.
I made a huge promise, especially to my mum. And as you've already probably picked up, I love her so much. So I'm going to keep this promise. I made her a promise that I'm going to do this and that I am going to lose weight and that I'm going to change my life.
I've seen an amazing transformation in 5 months. And I'm excited to kind of see who walks out of here at the end of the summer.
To date, Georgia has lost 175 pounds, a massive 79 kilos.